let's go to the other big story of the day. We were wondering where Saquon Barkley was going to end up. Well, he's going in division, and this is a guy who's averaged almost 99 scrimmage yards a game in his career, fifth most in the NFL since his rookie season in 2018. Obviously, as we all know, the issue has been durability for Saquon. Just one season where he hasn't missed a game in his career. That was his rookie season in 2018. We've seen what he can do when he's healthy. Mina, what do you see him doing in Philly? How do you like the fit?
I really like it, and one of the things I like the most about it is so much of the time last year when we were complaining about this Eagles offense, we felt that they were static, that they weren't multiple, that they weren't a threat to do a lot of different things, with their players on the field that were unexpected. One of those things being the running backs really didn't catch passes. This has been part of the sort of an aspect of their offense for the last couple of years, which is so necessary against those two high shells that they faced a lot of. Here comes Barkley, who, while he's not Christian McCaffrey catching passes, he can run routes. He can get you yards after the catch. When he is in the backfield, he is a legitimate threat to do multiple things with the ball in his hands. So to me, it makes the Eagles' offense more multiple, harder to predict. It'll add that pass-catching element that I really like. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think now the guy who the spotlight is on is Kellen Moore for sure. Because now how do you put it all together? Now you can't forget A.J. Brown now. Okay, look, last year they forgot about this guy where he would go 8-9 game stretches where he didn't have a touchdown, which is just ridiculous. Now, you need to get Saquon up to speed. First and foremost, you got to get Jalen Hurts back on the horse, so to speak, and have him feeling good once again. So Saquon obviously adds that multiplicity to this offense, but now it's about Kellen putting it all together and making it all make sense because you're having the offensive line that was #1 in the NFL in run block win rate last year. The run game has to be, again, a dominant force, but the passing game and using him in every facet of the game, that being Saquon Barkley, and getting the most out of him from a value perspective is critical. Because make no mistake, as Dan pointed out, in the hour earlier, this is kind of a little bit out of character for them. Right. They obviously are looking at this guy as a very special kind of piece. So you better treat him as such, and he better get special touches.
It'll be the easiest Saquon's job has ever been. And he's been a really good player for moments. Obviously, the health and then the lack of offensive line. Lewis, I think about it like in this regard, Mina. If Philadelphia under Kellen Moore will just get back to a little bit of the designed quarterback run, could you imagine Saquon Barkley with that offensive line, Jalen Hurts with that potential of the pulling the ball and running it himself, and then Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown? That doesn't have to be their identity, kind of what it was 2 years ago in their Super Bowl run. But if they'll get back to it just a little bit, Saquon Barkley could have this Christian McCaffrey type of just immediate transformative impact on what was already a good unit.
Well, that's saying a lot. Also, Landon Dickerson, by the way, getting a 4-year, $87 million extension today.
Deal.
We should mention that.
Some huge guard money. And I'll tell you the other surprise, if I could veer off cases, we talk about running backs. Running backs flying off the shelf. Moments ago, the Giants reached agreement. Jeremy Fowler pointed out the agreement with Devin Singletary, the former Texans and Buffalo Bills running back. I'm told it's a 3-year deal worth $16.5 million, worth up to $19.5 million. There's the terms on the Devin Singletary deal. Now, keep in mind, he played in Buffalo with Brian Daboll and Joe Shane, the Giants general manager. He now goes to New York, which lost Saquon Barkley today to go help fill the void created by Saquon Barkley's departure. I don't know that he'll be the only running back they have, but certainly it's a frontline money and a lot of money going around to a lot of running backs today in a market that had been very soft. Amazing how much demand there's been today for free agent running backs, whereas last year and other previous years, the running back market moved very slowly. Not today.
But in terms of numbers, though, Saquon's contract is way above what anybody else is getting. What Swift, Pollard, you mentioned Singletary. Saquon is making $12 million plus per year. That's what I said, $12 million plus per year. The other guys are getting around 8, maybe even a little lower at times. So it is a bit of a soft market, but Saquon,
you can best believe, though, Brian Daboll's familiarity, as you just pointed out, Adam, with Devin. And think about the type of runner that Devin is and really what they need in New York. New York's offensive line, not nearly as strong as Philadelphia's. They need a tackle breaker in New York right now until this offensive line comes along. Devin Singletary has some of the best contact balance you'll ever see. So they're probably thinking, hey, we may have a guy who fits what we need based on our offensive line, and we're getting him much cheaper. They may think they've won out. We'll see how it plays out on the field. But they may think, hey, you know what? We didn't make out too bad here.
They
Yeah,
have a
now
lot to figure out.
Yeah.
it's a race with the Houston Texans now after losing Singletary and the Dallas Cowboys to Aaron Jones and Derrick Henry.
Cowboys have done nothing. Shocker.